Welcome everybody to Monday Night Yoga. It's an hour-long class. I will try to get done promptly at 7, but sometimes we maybe go a little bit later. It shouldn't affect you too much because you'll be relaxing in Savasana. So I highly encourage that pose as much as possible. We're going to start on our backs, and then that's where we're going to end. So full circle. Just lay down. And then extend your legs out long. Come on in, guys and ladies. Hello. And then just point and flex your feet with your hands beside you, maybe palms facing up. And if you feel comfortable, I welcome the closing of the eyes just to come inward for a moment after your day. So point and flexing the toes and just do a full body scan from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Softening between the brow, loosening and just creating a little space between the teeth. And then you can stop moving your feet if you like and just be still for a moment. And take a deep breath in, filling up the chest and the belly, allowing the air to fill all through your body. And then see if you can sip in just a little bit more air, finding the expansion in your collarbone, and then gently let it out, exhaling. Surrendering your body to the mat. And then do that 2 more times. Breath in. Breathing through the nose, filling up the lungs and the belly. Feeling the full contact of your back on the floor. Pausing at the top. And then gently exhaling, letting it go, and seeing if you can allow that exhale to be just a little bit longer. Just let it linger. And then 1 more time. Breath in. Holding it at the top. Exhale, let it go. And then gently bring your hands up over your head. Just feel as though somebody is pulling you in 2 opposite directions, seeing if you can allow the shoulders to gently come out from the shoulder blades, and then your hips to come away, just lifting up your left leg and letting it just reach towards the end of your mat, and then the right leg and doing that same thing. And then allowing your fingers to spread brightly and then flex the toes towards the shins. And then gently exhale. Go ahead and bring your hands back down by your sides, palms facing the floor. Hug the right knee into your chest. And then let's go ahead and fold the right knee over the left side, just allow the knee to fall to the left, and just maybe the knee comes to the floor. And you might need to scoot your hips just slightly over to the right. And then allow your right arm to come out to a T, palm facing up, and then gazing over your right arm. Just breathe into that right side body for 2 breaths. Taking another inhale in, and as you do, go ahead and center that right knee, hugging it back into your chest, coming back to a neutral position, just allowing that thigh to come in towards the belly. And then let's open that right knee out to the right. And then allow the left arm to come out to a T and then gazing over your left side. And then slowly on your next inhale, hug the right knee in. Extend that right foot, the heel, up towards the ceiling. And you can keep a slight bend, so just notice you might feel a little tight right now. We haven't done a lot of movement, but it's just a way to gauge just how we can grow through this practice, through movement. Come on in, it's okay. And then bring your hands behind your back of your hamstring. And then just start to point and flex your right foot. And then here's where you can add on, or feel free to stay here. You can start to journey your fingertips up towards the back of your calf and allow the forehead and the upper back and your chest like you're doing little tiny crunches, and see if you can almost like imagine there's magnets and your forehead is trying to connect to your shin. And so just point and flex. And then gently bring the back of the head back to the floor, and then hug the right knee into the chest. Slowly extend the right leg out, hovering it, and then just tap the right heel to the floor and then lift it just halfway up and tap to the floor. Use your breath to lift it and exhale to lower. And then gently after that last lift, go ahead and lower the right foot down to the mat. And let's do the other side. So just clarify your pose, just you're in corpse pose here. And then feel, if you notice before we start to hug the left knee into your chest, if the right leg feels maybe just a little longer, maybe a little looser. Just taking some awareness into the body. And then now let's hug the left knee into the chest. And I've always found that my left side is much tighter than my right, just something that I'm always working to try to loosen. So if one side feels that way, you just take maybe a little bit of a break and maybe not move, feel that you need to do exactly the same thing. And now let's go ahead and roll the left knee over the right side, maybe scooch the hips to the left, and then go ahead and bring that left arm out to a T, breathing into that left side body. The heart is reaching towards the ceiling. And then on your next inhale, let's go ahead and center that left knee back through, bringing the full back to the mat, hugging that left knee into the chest, keeping the knee and the ankle flexed. And then let's roll the left knee over out to the side, and then open the left arm or the right arm out to a T, maybe gazing over your right shoulder. Still finding that deep breath and filling up the lungs and the belly. Next inhale, hug your knee back into your chest. And then let's extend the left knee back up towards the sky. Bringing your hands below the hamstring, pointing and flexing the foot. And then if you like, stay here or maybe journey your hands up as you bring your chest up and your forehead towards the knee. And then allow the back of the head to come towards the floor, hugging the knee into the chest. And then extending the legs straight out. And then tapping the heel and then lift and tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. And then 1 more final lift and then lower the left foot to the floor. And then hug both knees into your chest. And rock left to right, just massaging the lower back. And then start rocking front to back. Tap the toes as you lift up, and then lower back down, and then tap. And then 1 more time. And then just stay here with your hips on the floor, the feet in front of you. And then we're going to just come into boat pose. So always feel free to find some ease with the pose. But if you like, you can challenge yourself without the hands. Maybe even do this if you like. But sometimes you want to bring the hands to the back of the thighs. And then you're just going to tap left to right. And then for those that want to challenge themselves, bring your hands behind your head. And then you're going to bring your right knee to your left. Your right elbow to your left knee, and then alternate. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead, bring the hands down, or the feet down. Bring your arms forward. And then you're going to bring them back and you're going to hug the shoulders in. You just feel the squeeze and then make your hands into fists and then bring them back. Then inhale, reach up, lengthen in the spine. Exhale, bring them forward, maybe tap. Then hug the elbows in, pressing the shoulder blades together. And then press back like you're going through water or concrete. Reach the arms up. Exhale 2 more times. Fingertips to the floor. Then hug them in. And then press back. Reach up. 1 more. Exhale, tap. Engage the core as you do that. Hug in, elbows like you're trying to bring them together, shoulder blades. Then press back. And then open up, bring them up to the sky. Seal the palms at the top. Then bring your hands down. And then bring the soles of the feet together. Now, the further away they are, the more accessible it is to fold. So if you want to bring it a little bit in, feel free. There's lots of journeys here. We're all built differently. So just focus on what's in front of you and how it feels inside. And then gently start to hinge forward, lengthening in the spine. Maybe just settle in here and we'll breathe for about 4 breaths. Find something that you want to focus on, an affirmation, an intention, maybe just your breath. Maybe just be still. It's wonderful to have you guys in class today. That's what I'm grateful for, to be able to have this moment to practice with you. 3 more breaths. And then gently lift your heart. Bring the knees in. Hands come back. You're coming into reverse tabletop position. So one thing I always try to encourage is hands spread brightly, like starfish. It gives a little bit more connection, a little bit more grip, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off of your wrist. So at any moment, if it's too much on your wrist, feel free to come down to your bottom. There's no need to hurt yourself. We'll go ahead and lift up. Breath in. On our exhale, tap the hips to the floor. So that's one option. We can lift up. And then exhale, tap hips to the floor. On the next, you're going to lift up. You're going to bring the left leg. And you're going to tap. And then left leg comes up like a 90-degree. Exhale, tap. 1 more lift. And tap. Exhale, lower the hips down. We'll do the other side. So hips up on the inhale. And then reach the right knee towards your nose. And then you're going to tap the toes. Isn't it funny how there's rhymes always in these poses? Tap. Lift the knee to the nose and then tap the toes to the floor. 2 more times. Okay, then lower the hips back down, and we're going to do 1 more series, different. So option, lift and lower, or you're going to lift your hips. The left leg is going to come to a figure 4. Ankle is flexed. Then just gently lower down. So you guys can join me now if you like. 2 more times. 1 more. Then lower the hips. Keep that left ankle over your right, and then hug the knee in towards your chest, and just gently rock. And then slowly begin to unwind. Bring your hands back down. Lower the left foot to the mat. Lift the hips up. Right ankle over left thigh. Exhale, lower down 4 times. Inhale, lift. And lower. One more. Lower it down, hips to the floor. Go ahead, wrap and just bring your hands around the left shin and just gently rock left to right. And then go ahead, release the hands and then bring the right foot to the floor. And then let's cross over into your tabletop position. Again, fingers spread brightly. You're going to tuck the toes, and you're going to bring your hips back. And then on your inhale, you're going to lift your fingers up and lift your hips, pelvis forward. And then exhale, hands down to the floor. So you're just engaging here. So inhale, lift up. And then exhale, hands come back. And then press back. And then just slowly start to hinge forward. Then sweep the arms up. Exhale, tap. Keep that core tight. Inhale, press the shoulders together. And then press your knuckles back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tap. Arms come in, bending at a 90 degree. Then brush them back. And then rise up. One more time. Lift up. Hands come down. Keep those knees, keep those toes tucked. Hover the knees. See if you can just stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your next exhale, gently lift those hips up, coming into that pike, downward facing dog. Start to melt those heels towards the mat. Walk it out if you like. And just find some gratitude for being here in this beautiful facility. Remember that it was a year ago we were not. How much has changed? Then begin to lift the heels on your breath in. Gently exhale, lower the heels on your breath out. Inhale, lift the heels, look between your hands. Slowly begin to walk your feet gently left to right all the way to the back of your wrists. Nice bend in the knees here. On your inhale, hands come to the shins and feel your heart lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Gently rise, nice bend in those knees again. Seal it at the top, gathering it all up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lower down, hands towards the floor. Inhale, bend and bring the elbows towards one another, and then press back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, hands tap. Bend the elbows, knuckles, hands come to knuckles, press the hands away, and then reach up, bending in those knees. One more time, gently exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Bending in the elbows, slow like water, then press them back. Inhale, slight bend in the knees, and then reach up. Then slowly come down into your chair pose, sink your seat, brush your hands beside as though they're paintbrushes. And here's where you can challenge yourself. You can bring those big toes together, ankles slightly apart, or go ahead and feel, if you want to stay more stable, 2 fist widths between the feet. So nice options there. We're going to slowly pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly rise on the count of 5, lengthening in the legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then gently lower back down to chair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, count, lengthening in the legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. This is the last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then inhale, and then go ahead, count to 5 all the way up. And then reach the arms up. Come onto your tippy toes just for some fun. Exhale, lower the toes down. Left hand comes to the front, right hand comes to the back. And then it doesn't matter, we'll go either side. And then inhale, reach the arms back up, sweeping them to the ceiling. Exhale, right hand comes to the front, left arm to the back. Sweep them up. And then gently exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Lead with your heart all the way down. Tap the fingers to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, step back to high plank. Come to your knees. And then bring your hands just to where they're right, the shoulders are parked right over the wrists. And then on a count of 5, you're going to lower all the way to your belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and keep the tops of the toes or the tops of the feet on the mat, and then bring your hands out beside you. This is what's called swan pose. So this is not like, so your elbows are going to be just a little bit lower behind. Connect your fingers to the floor, and then you're going to lift up. Try to keep the hands connected. Yeah, exhale, lower. This time, if you want, you can go ahead and stay with that lifting of the heart, or you can start to lift the arms too. And then gently exhale, lower down. Adding on here, lifting the legs, and then maybe lift the heart, or lift the hands and the heart and the feet. Slowly exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. This time we're going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower. Notice if your feet want to splay apart, so try to keep those big toes together. One more time. Inhale, lift the feet, then hover the hands and the arms and lift the heart, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hands down. Bring them right underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes, engage the core, and come into high plank on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it out the mouth. Inhale, lift the right leg. And then just start to open up that right side body and hip. So you're just starting to let the heart, like it's reaching towards the ceiling. And then with that right leg, you're going to center your shoulders back to square. And then you're going to tap the right toes to the back of the left heel and lift up. And then open the hip. And exhale, tap the heel, or tap the toes to the left ankle. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, lower. This time, keep that right leg lifted. Then bend and stack, heel comes toward your bottom. And then rotate that right knee or hip in 3 rotations forward. So you just take a moment and breathe into that right hip. After that 3rd rotation, pause, and then rotate it in the opposite direction. Move with your breath. After that 3rd and final rotation, extend that right leg straight up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Breath in, lift up that right leg. And then right knee to left. Reach it back up. Inhale. And then right knee to nose. Hold it here. Breath in. On your exhale, plant that right foot in between your hands. Back heel comes down. Engage in your core and make sure that that right knee is right over your right ankle, or try to get it there as best you can. So with the core engaged, hover the hands, lengthen in the spine, and then go ahead, reach those arms up to the sky. And then on your exhale, you're going to tap the hands to the mat. You're going to bring those elbows back, and then you're going to bring those knuckles away. Then sweep those arms back up. Inhale. Exhale, tap. Bring those elbows back. Then those fists back. Then sweep them up. One more time. Down we tap. Elbows to the back. Then the fists. And then sweep them up. Exhaling, coming into your warrior two. Find that full expansion of your fingertips, gazing over the right fingertips. Sink a little lower, maybe lift that right heel, and just pulse it for a moment. And lower that heel down. Reach that right fingertip forward, and then reverse. Left hand comes back to the left thigh, right fingertips reach up, and just feel that expansion in the right side body. Take a breath in, and as you do, lengthen in that right leg. On your exhale, right fingertips come forward like you're tipping tea from a teapot, shifting those fingers forward and then gently planting that right hand either on your ankle, on your shin, maybe the fingers come to the floor. The left hand comes up towards the ceiling. Then rotating that left arm, so you're breathing into the shoulder this time, rotating it 3 times forward, like a hand on a clock. After that third rotation, pausing it at the top so the left fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling, then rotate it in the opposite direction. After that third and final rotation, you're going to slowly sweep up, coming into reverse triangle. So the left hand comes back down, right fingertips come up. On your exhale, both hands sweep to the floor. The back heel lifts. Pop it in just a bit. Nose comes towards your knee. Gently bow in. Halfway lift. Feel the length in your spine. On your exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, L-shaped pose, so the left leg lifts up. Hands can come to the floor, or they can come to your heart. And then just bring the left knee behind. Curtsy 1. Lift the left leg up. Curtsy 2. Lift the left leg up. Curtsy 3. Lift the left leg up. Halfway lift here, and then slowly bring that left leg back down into your high lunge. Reach those arms up. And then gently exhale, plant those hands in between, inside of that right foot. Walk the right foot out. And then coming into your lizard pose. So there's lots of options here. You can bring the left knee to the mat. Keep the top foot gently planted. Staying here with the heart long between the collarbone, or you can bring your forearms to the floor. Sometimes you can bring the right hand inside of the knee, so there's always a place to kind of create a little bit more openness in your hip. Three more breaths. And then begin to bring your palms right in line with the right foot, lengthening in the arms. Tuck the left toes, lift the knee. With the right foot still planted where it is, bring the left leg, lift it up, or maybe just bring it up, and then you're going to come into that malasana squat, so lower the hips down. Hands come inside, pressing the elbows into the inner knees. 2 breaths. And then gently plant the hands down, wide-legged forward fold. Halfway lift. On your exhale, step your left foot back and then your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Three breaths. Feel the connection of the 5 fingertips, or the 10 fingertips, I should say, left and right side, pressing into the floor. Melt the heels down. Let the hips rise, shoulder blades come together. On your next inhale, lift the left leg. Open it up so the left hip and the belly and the heart are reaching, gravitating towards the ceiling or the corner of the floor, or corner of the ceiling. And then you're going to tap the left toes to the back of the heel. Then lift those left toes back up, leg lifts, open up. Exhale, tap the toes to the right heel, sorry. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time as you lift all the way up, you're going to bend and stack. Then rotate that left leg in 3 rotations, forward or back, whichever you choose to do. You'll do the other side, you'll move in the opposite direction after your 3rd rotation. So move slow and steady, there's no rush here. After you've moved in that 3rd rotation, pause and rotate it in the other side. And then begin to straighten that left leg all the way back up. Take a breath in. On your exhale, left knee to left elbow. Reach it up to the sky. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Back up. Left knee to nose. Hold here, engage the core. Then plant your left foot through. Back heel to the mat. Align the left knee over the ankle, engage the core, hover the fingers on your breath in. Stay on your breath out. Inhale, reach those arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, bring them down, tap to the floor. Elbows press in, and then knuckles away. Sweep those arms up on your inhale. Exhale, tap. Elbows draw in, knuckles come to fist, then press away. Sweep up 2 more times. Exhale. Draw it in. Press away and lift off. 1 more. And then draw it in. Up we go. And then into your warrior 2. Find that expansion. Heart opens, collarbone opens. And then reverse. And then come back. Then extend and straighten that front leg. Reverse. Find the full expression on the left side. Slowly sweep the left fingertips forward, reaching for the front wall, and then gently bring the left hand to the mat or to the floor where it feels comfortable, with the right hand reaching towards the ceiling, rotating the right arm forward 3 times. After that 3rd and final rotation, pausing at the top, opposite direction. Rotating it all the way through, coming into your reverse triangle. Right fingertips come back to the back hamstring or to the back of the knee, reaching the left fingertips forward. Gently exhale, bending in that front leg, sweep the arms all the way down, coming into lizard, bring that left or that right heel up, and then walk the left foot over to the side of the edge of the mat. settle in here, bringing that right knee to the floor or keeping it lifted. Maybe you come to your forearms. You can shift your hips gently, maybe bring the left palm to the inner left knee for 5 or so breaths. Slowly bring that left hand to the mat and then the right hand, lengthening in both legs and both arms. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee. And then let's go ahead and bring that left leg forward, or the right leg forward, coming back into your wide-legged forward fold. And then you're going to toe heel your feet just about a little bit wider than 2 fist widths. And you're going to do opposite hand to opposite elbow and then gently rock left to right. And then begin to lower those hands back to the floor. And then hands come to your hips, rise all the way up. I just realized we left out a pose that was someone who needed with the left leg back. So we're going to, or with the L pose. So we'll do that in just a moment. We'll go ahead and bring the right leg to the back into a high lunge so that way we can get started on that. And then reach the arms up. On your exhale, plant the hands down, and then let's bring that right leg coming into L pose. And then you're going to curtsy with the right leg, just tapping the back behind the right or the left. So lift the right leg up, and then tap behind the left. And lift up. Exhale, tap. One more time as we lift. And then gently exhale, go ahead and plant that right foot by the left. Reach all the way up, sweep the arms together, palms come together, and then bring your hands to the heart center. And then we'll walk to the back of the mat. And this can be fun. It's like a little balance dance pose. So we'll start with the right side. So we'll lift up onto our heels, and then gently exhale, sink down. Then inhale, lift the right leg. On your exhale, you're going to bring the right toes to the mat and then lift up the heels. Exhale, sink down, brush those fingertips back. Then inhale, lower the right heel to the floor, lift the left leg, standing marching pose. Wrap the left leg around the right. Arms come to a T. Then wrap the left arm underneath the right. Hands can come to your shoulders or they can come palms together. Then you're going to lift up, elbows reach up, and then see if you can bring those elbows and knees to touch. Then inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Unwind on your next inhale, come to a T pose. Reach the arms up as you unwind the left leg. Extend it out. Exhale, tap the left toes to the mat. And then come into half moon. Left arm down, right arm reaches up. See if you're imagining that right leg is pressing into the wall. And then slowly bring both hands to the mat, coming into standing splits. Halfway lift on your inhale. And then on your exhale, gently plant the right toes back to a low lunge. Hands frame the left foot, and then downward facing dog. Exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Gently rise all the way up. Seal the palms at the top. Bring them to your heart center. Let's do that again. Lift up on your heels. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, sweep the arms back, bending in the knees. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Then go ahead, bring the left toes to the mat. Then bring both heels up, both heels up. And then exhale, sweep the arms back as you bend in the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen, heels plant, reach the right leg to the sky, standing marching pose. Then wrap the right leg around the left, coming into eagle, arms come to a T. Inhale, right arm underneath left, hands to shoulders or to palms. Breath in, expand. Exhale, elbow and knee to touch. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, elbow and knee to touch. One more time as we lift up. Unwind the left leg or the right leg. Then sweep the hands out. I forgot how we did that. Inhale, reach up, bring the right leg, or the right leg comes through. I'm so sorry. Then tap down and come into half moon, other side. So plant the right palm to the mat. Reach the left leg up and out. Stack the shoulders, left fingertips towards the sky. 3 breaths. Bring the left palm back down in line with the right. Standing splits, nose comes towards your knee. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more time as we lift off. Then go ahead and plant the left toes to the mat. And then step back into your downward facing dog. Bring the knees to the mat, wide to the edges of the floor, or to the mat, and then bring the heels in, and then bring your hips towards your heels, coming into child's pose. Walk your hands out in front, and the forehead comes towards the floor. And just follow your breath and let it guide you. Just feel your body rise and fall. Three more breaths. Begin to walk your hands towards your knees. And then lift the hips up, tuck the toes, and then bring your knees up and then walk the knees out. So if you can imagine the heels trying to touch the floor. And then if you like, you can try to just balance here with your hands to your heart. And then gently bring the hands back down and see if you can slowly bring your forearms to the floor and just bow inward toward yourself and maybe just allow a little shimmy shake in the hips. And walk the hands to the toes. And then do a forward fold. So you're just going to keep the toes on the floor and then lift the heels. The nose comes towards the knees. And then exhale, come back down, bending, and then just lower the hips. And then exhale, lengthen, nose to knees. Inhale down. Exhale, nose to knees. One more time, down. And you can stay here, you can stay in a forward fold, or you can try to come into your crow pose just for some fun here. to one of the beginner balancing poses when people start in yoga. And one thing I would say about this pose is really it's about the positioning of the hands. So just keeping the fingers spread brightly like you're really gripping and clawing into the mat, and allow the shoulders to be right over the wrists. And then you can hug the knees outside of the triceps, or maybe they kind of tuck in and you're on your tippy toes. And just like in life, you try not to look back, you try to always look forward. So as we lift the hips, keep your gaze forward to the front and keep your eyes steady on something, and then just lift the hips up. And that's all you have to do at this point. Your arms will start to come to a 90-degree angle. You can lift one leg or maybe both. Because it's really just about the alignment of the body more than it's about the muscle. So if you can, yeah. And maybe tap, or yeah, very good. And you can try that at home. And sometimes it's nice if you just throw a pillow out front just for some comfort and security. So you can try that a few more times, just remembering to keep the shoulders parked over the wrists and gaze forward, allowing the shoulders to come down. You'll see that they start to go into a 90-degree angle. Coming back down. And then let's go ahead and come onto our bottom. And shake it out. Sometimes I do fists on the muscles of my legs. And reach the arms up. And then gently exhale, nice bend in those knees to where the belly has somewhere to fall, and then just walk forward with your hands, journeying, maybe giving your feet a little massage. Although it never feels as good when you do that to yourself, it's a nice place to kind of take your mind off of the forward fold. Maybe squeeze the toes. And then start to journey your fingertips back towards your hips. And then I'm just going to come, you guys can come to the side of the mat. You're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold here. So toes are lifted up. Keeping a nice bend again in the legs. And then let's sweep the arms all the way to the sky. Gently exhale, hands to your heart. Bring them down to the floor and slowly start to journey your fingertips forward. And just if you can, see if you can start to just lengthen in the back more so than anything else. It's not about going as far or as low. It's really about trying to keep length in the back, trying to keep the integrity of the spine. It's what's most important. It's like the captain of the ship. And doing this every night, you know, if you were just doing it before bed or as you're watching TV, you'll notice a lot of progress through these poses. And they may seem hard and challenging, but they certainly start to find improvement and space. And that starts to change with your mindset too. Begin to walk your hands back, lifting the heart. Then reach the arms back up. On your exhale, I'm going to mirror you this time. So we're going to reach our hands over to the left and bring the left arm back behind the right leg, or the left leg, and then reach the right fingertips and try to see if you can reach for the toes, like you're reaching for the stars, and then gravitate that heart open. And if you like, you can stay here, or you can cactus that arm just to create a little more expression. And now, wherever you are, if you've got your arm long or if you've got it in cactus, we're going to sweep that right arm up and engage the core, and you're just going to reach both arms, and you can either reach them long or you can cactus, like you're cracking your heart open. Then reach those arms back up. And then let's go over to the right side. Right arm comes behind the right leg, left fingertips reach, and maybe they can touch the toes, but you're striving and attaining for that goal, and then lift that heart towards the ceiling. Maybe cactus if you like. Breath in. Engage the core, and then this time lift up. Reach those arms up. On your exhale, bring your hands down, and then bring the legs in just to, like you're almost in tabletop. So the further away they're apart, the little bit harder it is. You're going to bring the left arm down, and you're going to lift those hips up. Then you're going to sweep those right fingertips down as your hips come to the floor, and then you're going to sweep the left fingertips up as you lift your hips. 2 more times each side. So sweep the left hand to the floor, hips come down. Sweep the right arm up as your hips come up. Exhale down. 1 more time each side. Lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And then come back into one of our final poses. This is a core strengthener, and the goal here is to keep the toes on the floor. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's not your first time doing it, but it's the challenge is to not let the toes come up. But if they do, it's fine. We just keep practicing. You're going to reach your arms up. Find length and strengthen the core. And then on your exhale, as the toes plant to the mat, you're just going to lower down, hinging like you're coming into a cat pose, and then lower, 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 all the way to the mat. Reach the arms up and over, still planting those toes on the floor, and then inhale, lift up. So that's it. So we're going to do 2 more. Inhale, reach the arms up, engage the core, toes plant down. Exhale, start to curve in the spine. Reach those fingertips forward, and then lower down. Reach those arms up. It's almost like they're coming into a full circle. Exhale, rise. Lift the arms. This is it. Exhale, lower down. And reach the arms up. Lengthen in those legs, coming back to where we started when you had no idea the journey you were going to go on. And then feel the belly button come towards the spine. Feel the length in your extremities. And then bring those hands down beside you. And let's come with the heels to the mat. So you're going to bend the knees so the full soles of the feet come to the floor. Then you're just going to lift those hips up for just a few times, just to start to kind of create a little loosening in the spine. Lower the hips down. And if you want, you can keep those palms lifted or palms planted on the mat, or you can join me in these next few, where as I lift my hips, I'm going to lift my fingertips. And I can keep my hips lifted as I let my hands come my arms all the way to the back, palms face up. And this is where you can find proof, and just notice if you're really breathing into the belly, because you'll notice it rise and fall. One more time. Keep the hips lifted, maybe come and just lift and come on to the toes to where the heels are off the mat, just other options. And then when you exhale, you're going to lower the hips down, lower the heels, and then lower the hands to where the palms face the floor, connecting to the mat. And then hug the knees into your chest. Come into happy baby. This is one of those poses that you can't help but smile when you're in it. You just feel like you could go back into that childlike place. Rocking back and forth, maybe extending your left leg straight, maybe your right. Feel the full back connecting to the floor, just knowing that it's there to hold you and cradle you. And then let's hug those knees back in together. Bring your arms and wrap yourself into a tiny little seed. So every time we've asked to soften or we've asked to pay attention, this time it's squeeze everything you have. Squeeze your eyes tight, clench your jaw. Find yourself in the tiniest little acorn of a seed you could possibly be. Like you're trying to just be as tiny as possible. Maybe bringing your head in towards your knees. Seeing if you can take a deep breath in, maybe holding it a little bit, sipping in a little bit more air. And just when you can't do any more, you finally just exhale, let it go, Release your hands and then just fall back in to the full, beautiful figure you are, coming into your Savasana, reaching the legs out long. Allow the toes to splay outward, palms to face up. And if you feel comfortable, maybe bringing one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart, honoring yourself for being here, for your movement and breath, and for joining with your community. And take rest. And slowly begin to awaken by bringing a little bit more of a natural breath into your body, bringing your arms down beside you, allowing the palms and the fingers to spread brightly, maybe flexing the feet. And gently let your head rock left to right ever so slightly. And maybe open your mouth just to create a big yawn. And now you can begin to roll over to your right side or left if that feels more comfortable to you. Coming into seed pose, the pose of where this is when the true practice of yoga begins. When we take off and leave this room and fold up our mat, try to still find that stillness and presence within ourselves and those that we meet. Whether it's expected or unexpected, we are able to handle it with thoughtfulness and grace. Begin to come into an easy seated pose, however you like to get there. And finding a nice, comfortable cross-legged position, or you can bring your legs out wide. And just taking a moment of stillness before we finally finish. So let's sweep our arms up one more time, gathering it all up, leaving what we don't need that no longer serves us behind, bringing the palms together, bringing the hands down, thumbs press into heart center, pinkies radiate outward, knowing that what's within us is here to help guide those around, so we just share in a collective. And I end with always, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be at ease. Namaste.